Yo, what's going on, guys? Henis here. Today, we are going to conquer the 4-window challenge. You guys have seen me play the 1-window challenge, a couple different variations on a couple different maps, but this is the 4-window challenge, originally designed to be done with 4 players, but I'm going to try to tackle it solo, see what sort of a high round we can get to, and see how much fun we can have. I'm guessing this is going to be a pretty difficult challenge, but definitely one that we should be able to have a lot of fun with. So make sure you guys do go ahead and drop a like if you have not done so already. Subscribe if you are new. I would really appreciate it. And I'm guessing that's Michael coming in with another donation, asking me to shout out yet another person. Michael, I appreciate your donation. Let's get a Michael spam in the chat. Make sure you guys do go ahead and drop a like if you have not done so already. Subscribe if you are new. It would definitely mean a lot. Turn on those post notifications so you guys can never miss a stream or a video over here on my channel. Without further ado, let's get into this. Let's turn on the power. Where's the power? Right here. That is an absolute waste. We don't need that. What's good, Raymond? Try to use up all the points that we can wisely here. We're not going to be able to. We're only going to be able to kill 2 more. Two knives to all of them. Saving ourselves some points here. Or getting ourselves some more points, I guess I should say. Ooh, and a little bit of a nuke drop at the end. That's what we like. What's good, Potato Gaming? We'll pick up the RK5. Already on round 3, boys. Let's keep killing it. What's good, Michael? You missed a dono? Yes, Gabriel. He says, I've been watching you for some time. Your positive vibe is great. I hope you get to live your dream. Gabriel, honestly, yeah, I'm sorry I missed your dono, man. That came right literally as I was going down. But that's really nice of you to say, man. Definitely means a lot. That's a really genuinely nice thing to say, brother. And that really does mean a lot to me, dude, because you're right. This is my dream to do YouTube full time. And I think with enough hard work, and if I keep up the growth that I've had, I think I can definitely make it happen. So, Gabriel, I appreciate it. I don't know if you go by Gabe, but that's what I'm going to ask people to spam, because it's easy to spam Gabe instead of Gabriel in the chat. So hopefully you understand. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a Gabe spam in the chat and show him some thanks for his kind donation. I would really appreciate it, guys. All right, let's buy ourselves. Okay, I meant to buy Jug, but Speed Cola does good too. I actually didn't mean to click E right there. Feels sad, man. We've got one more bullet. Shout out, please. What's up, Zay Neely? How you doing today, my man? What's up, Doomslay? Sparky says, is that a sock over your mic? It is indeed. Loud and proud. This is a it's actually 2 black Nike socks that are over my mic right now. So, yeah, symbolic of my Nike sponsorship that I wish I had, that I don't have. That'd be pretty cool if I did, though. All right, we're going to stick with this weapon for the rest of this round. Got an insta-kill. Let's use this to kill off the last 11, 10, 9, 8. Just joined. What's good, Brandon? How you doing today, my man? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Got it, baby. What's up, Harold? Just subbed. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you all very much for the support already on tonight's stream. We've got, what is that, 776 likes. So we're actually, what is that, 24 likes away? 24 likes away from hitting 800 likes. That's crazy, guys. I don't even think we're like an hour into the stream. So thank you for that. What's up, Sonny? How you doing today, Casey? It's Blue Fusion. Casey Witt, welcome to the stream. I wanted to kill you. 3 dogs left. Ooh. Oh, no, die. Oh, that is the last one. Huh. Hey, what's good, Snacks? How you doing today? Welcome to the stream. How much did I miss? Well, this is our second attempt, or no, excuse me, our third attempt of playing this map, trying to get to round 30. That's what we're trying to do. We're having a little bit of issues so far, but I think we can do it. Hey, Henis, what's up, Nintendo JJ? I'm getting off PSN. Yo, Puma, I appreciate you stopping in, man. Thank you very much for stopping by the stream. It means a lot. What's up, Carter? What's up, Raymond? I live in Texas, so I like the Astros. Ooh. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that you like the Astros. Hey, but I guess you're a happy guy, right? These last couple days, they've won the last 2 games against the Yankees in this best of 7. I'm a Yankees fan personally, so today's loss was exceedingly hard with that home run that was challenged, but challenge failed in the what was that in the bottom of the 9th? That's crazy sad, man. That's crazy sad. But yo, I mean, Jose Altuve, bro, he's a monster. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop talking about baseball now for those of you guys who don't care and either don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, max ammo. I'll take that. Hells yeah. Whew. Try to get that trigger finger on point. Actually, let's buy double tap here. Oh, shoot, man. You've got to be kidding me. There we go. That's what we wanted. We wanted the trigger finger. Woo! Ooh! Ooh! Trigger one hit. Almost hit all the triggers. Where are these triggers, man? I gotta hit trigger over here. Is there a trigger over here? Where are these triggers, dude? I'm so pissed. What's up, Jack Heek? How you doing? Hunter, Maria, Raymond, Gilbert, Japsy, Miguel, Frost, Lunghead, Alexandra, Brandon. Welcome to the stream, guys. I love you streaming. Yo, what's up, Marco? A-Rod, welcome to the stream. Sucky, am I late? Not daring, you're good. Hennis is the best, no doubt. Yo, thank you, Bob G. I'm glad that we've got some sensible viewers in my stream. Let's buy the KRM once again, so we have that. And let's try to get a points weapon for right now. Let me hit the box, see what we get. Surprise! Surprise! What do you get? Oh, somebody earlier was asking for the FFAR. Your wish came true, my man. We're able to get you the FFAR. Hopefully you're happy, man. If you're a big FFAR fan, I guess. Maybe you're a Black Ops 1 guy, who knows? Come on, let me pick up the nuke. One zombie left. I'm just going to pick it up. What's up, Shane? M-Dup. How you doing today? Jai, Pro Gamer. I just got your notification. Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know that YouTube just sent out notifications. Oh, that's fantastic. That's just great. That's just great. What's up, Alvin? Hey, there's our dingo again. Do we want the dingo? Actually, no, I don't think we do. Believe it or not, I don't think we do want the dingo. I think we want something that allows us to move a little bit faster than the dingo. Because all that really benefited us from the dingo was just the blast furnace. The blast furnace and then the dead wire that we got. Wait a minute. What's the best weapon to kill zombies at close range, guys? What's the best close range weapon killer? Is it the KRM that we can get? That's not a custom zombie weapon? What's the best close range weapon killer? Get the Man-O-War. The Man-O-War is a really good weapon. In multiplayer and in zombies. It's amazing. VMP Deadwire, the KRM, the ICR. Who said the ICR? What the frick? The VMP? Haymaker? The Ray Gun? I mean, the Ray Gun Mark II. Ray Gun Mark II. Imagine if we got the Ray Gun Mark II. Dude, that's what we need. We need the Ray Gun Mark II out of this box. I saw the Ray Gun Mark III. Well, Arnie's, I'll take that. Oh, wait a minute. That got rid of... Yeah, when you pick up the Arnie's, it gets rid of the weapon that you had as your secondary. That's just fantastic. Now, so now I'm stuck with the freaking Gorgon, man. Hey, somebody was saying Man-O-War. Let's get it. Chill. What's up, Gaseous? Welcome to the stream. Come on, I need better weapons than this. Come on. Guys, we got it. Hennis, get the freaking ICR comment. Why would I want to get the ICR? Just explain. What is so good about this weapon? This is the joke, right? What's up, Song for Justice? What's up, Diego? We don't have enough points to hit the box. Never mind. I was like, why doesn't it let me hit it? Okay. Let's play this smart, Henis. Let's not go down on round 10, even though you've been famous for doing that on the last couple of attempts on this map. Let's not screw it up. Come on, come on. Oh, ooh. Whoa, the range. There we go. Come to daddy. 6 zombies left. Where are you? Where art thou? Where art ye? Max ammo. Take that. Take that. 1 zombie left. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. What's up, Max Madness? We've got 430 people in here. You guys are fantastic. I really do appreciate all the support. Drop a like if you guys have not done so already. Also, make sure you subscribe if you are new. Definitely helps me out a lot. 800 like hype. Hell yeah, boys. Hell yeah. I want the ray gun Mark II. That's what all I want. I see the ray gun. I actually, my heart skipped a beat there for a second because I thought this was it. Actually, not a bad weapon to get for points at all. I think that's a nuke, right? That's so sad. Why'd they just drop me a nuke? Why not a double points? Combined with a weapon like this, that would have been insane to get. The last thing I want is to have to pick up that nuke, dude. That would make me so sad. I actually kind of still hate the little Arnies, too. Monkeys are better, in my opinion. Ooh, yes, please. That's what I want. Just as I was asking for double points, baby. Treyarch delivered. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. Whoa. Whoa. What's up, Tristan Singer? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Chris? What's up, Zeebs? What is your major? I'm a cyber systems major, my man. Oh, but wish I could be a YouTube major. But unfortunately, they don't offer that. I guess that's just not a thing. You can't walk in and be like, hi, I'm a YouTuber. Okay, cool. Doesn't really work like that. MX Garand. Kind of neat if it did. But. Too bad. So sad. Let's see what we get out of the box, boys. Watch it be the ray gun Mark II, but we can't get to it because there's too many zombies. No, frick that, dude. I'm leaving that. No, not even in a million years. Not if I'm down and that's the only weapon I'm allowed to get. I'm just going to let myself get downed. Then have to deal with the humility of using that weapon. Yo, if you guys are hyped for me to get to round 30 right now, or if you guys believe that I can get to round 30, then make sure you guys get a 30 spam in the chat. I would really appreciate it a lot. XMP isn't bad when pack-a-punched? Yeah, I'm not going to pack-a-punch it, man. I'm sorry. I'm not wasting 5,000 points to pack-a-punch that weapon. Hey, I appreciate the 30 spams, guys. It means a lot. GFuel is too good? It is, Chris. Yeah, if you're a fan of GFuel, use code HENIS for 10% off, my man. Why are you giving me the NX Shadow Claws? Where's these knives only, dude? What's up, Snow? What is this song? I have no idea. Forgot it's insta-kill. Beautiful. Stay back. Stay back. Are you freaking kidding me? Do we have 2 FFARs? Oh, we got a bootlegger. That's my luck, dude. That's my freaking luck. The bootlegger's a really nice weapon. Ah! Just because this weapon's probably going to end up giving us more points. Holy Jesus, that was way too close. I should have gone down right there. Being 100% honest. What's good, Destiny Killer? How you doing, my man? Not the Locust. I'll pass. Thank you. Oh! See, there's not enough spots for zombies to come from on this map. Should I get pinned too easily? 1, 2. Last one's a walker like that? Hell yeah, I'll take it. What's up, Lil Pump? Welcome to the stream, Lil Pump. How you doing, man? Okay, freaking kidding me. The box, damn it. Oh, I thought that was the M1927 again. I was like, what? What? I don't want to kill him. I'm getting rid of the bootlegger. Just going to run circles around him. What's up, Bounciest? How you doing today, Nugan? Welcome to the stream, man. Hey, let's freaking go. Okay, Ray Gun Mark III. That's actually really nice. We're going to keep this as like our training weapon, essentially. We're just going to use this as a training weapon. And now, wait, so what do I want now? What am I waiting for? Nothing. I'm good. You were not Lil Pump? No, I'm not. That's correct. Answer or I will unsub. What's up, Cooper? I answered you, bro. You better not unsub now. What's up, Diego? What's up, Diana? You're my favorite. Thank you. What's up, Isadro? Welcome to the stream, guys. Yo, we're actually 150 likes away, guys, from 1,000 likes. I really do appreciate that. Drop a like if you guys are new. It would mean a lot. Let's get it, baby. Hell yeah. Ho! Whoa! Oh, wait a minute. Thought I killed him. Ho! Ho! Bang, bang. What's up, cool boy? Welcome to the stream. Hennis won't read this? You're right, Jack, I won't. What's up, Endercraft? What's up, Diana? Welcome to the stream. Hey, Taco, please don't self-promote in the chat. Stop franking now? What is franking? Is that a verb? What's up, Nate? Yo, Nate Greenslade. What's up, brother? Was I talking to you in Discord the other day? Was that you? Or no, that was Green Shade. Never mind. Hennis, I'm famous. Congratulations, I'm up. Wait, how are you famous? I'm very confused. Ah, yes. The weapon that makes no sound. How remarkable is this weapon? The weapon that shoots silent bullets. With another max ammo. You freaking kidding me? Probably should have played that a little bit smarter. What if we got to round 30 without going down? Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be something to show all the haters? Getting to round 15 with 3 downs, then getting to round 20-something with no downs. And then getting all the way to round 30 with no downs. Something that nobody thought was possible on day 1. Wouldn't that be something else? All about proving the haters wrong, guys. All about proving the haters wrong. What's up, Roblox? How you doing today? Eric, you're the best. Appreciate it. What's up, Jacob? You're so cool. Thank you. The PPSH with a silencer? Yeah, with a really, really good silencer. What's up, Bat Panda? What's up, Josh Hoff? Ranger Chris. What's up, man? Dab on the haters? Absolutely. Xander Chua. What's up, Creed? What's up, Young? What's up, Adrian? Matthew, Too Lit For You. Rock Hopper. Gamer Guy, Ethan. Really do appreciate all of you guys being in the stream. Huge shout out to everybody's name who I just mentioned. You guys are beasts. The more I see you guys in my chat, the more I see you as a regular, greater chance you have of becoming mod. More interaction I can have with you. It's good all around, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you guys don't have notifications turned on for the channel yet either, be sure to tap the little bell icon that's right below the video player next to my channel name. Once you've tapped it, make sure you screenshot it and tweet it at me over on Twitter. My Twitter is @proHype, because I literally follow every single one of my hashtag notification squad members back on Twitter. Every single one of you guys will get a follow back if you do that. I would really, really appreciate it. Da-na-na-na. Oh, we hit trigger 3. Oh, and we're all out of ammo now. Interesting. Something over there. How many triggers have we hit, guys? I don't even know. I'm in your notification squad. Thank you, Hockey. Means a lot, brother. All out of ammo. Feels... Actually, let's just pack a punch it. What am I doing? Let's pack a punch. Dude. I guess that's what we get for getting two max ammo drops there. 2 spread out. You're the best ever. Thank you, Ethan. I'm here all the time, but I never get noticed. Little B, yeah, I know, man. I do actually see you in the chat a lot, but you're right. I rarely do recognize you. But Little B, I do appreciate that support, man. Deadwire, hell yeah. Let's freaking go, dude. I want to pack a bunch of these as well. Might as well. Might as well. I only have 200 points left, but it's a wonder weapon, so it's not like we can repack it anyways. Deadwire, dude. It's too powerful. It's amazing. I like the way this map looks a lot. I like the brick layout. This map was well done in terms of detail. I think it was done really, really nicely. Dude, this thing is way too good. This thing is way too good. Ooh. Ah! Stop hitting me! Oh, man. At close quarters, even. I played Call of Duty. Hey, little man, what's up, bro? Look at that. That's how. Just take them all out. By the dozen. I gotta sneeze. Oh my god, I gotta sneeze. Okay, I'm good. What's up, James? How you doing today, homie? Welcome to the stream, my man. Oh, oh no, we got hit. Oh, oh. Bless you. Chat is so fast. The chat moves incredibly fast, guys. It's actually insane. I kind of like how fast my chat moves, though. It's pretty neat, if you ask me. Look at that. You only need to fire one shot in there. They all just cripple and fall apart. I love you, man. I love you too, Casey. We've got over 500 viewers right now. You guys are legendary. Less than 100 likes away from 1,000 likes. Please make sure you guys do drop a like if you haven't done so already. An hour and 12 minutes into the stream. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Oh, I like this song. Round 30, guys, is right around the corner. I know we can do it. What's up, Danny boy? What's up, Casey? What's up, Cooper? Welcome to the stream, guys. Insta-kill still active. Oh, did I kill you? About to say. Huh! Huh! Oh no, it ran out. Oh no! I think this might be the ultimate setup right here. Just these two weapons. Because this weapon is like, you can one-shot zombies at close range like, just like that. Okay, well, as long as the hip fire doesn't suck. Just like that. Bang, bang. What's up, Brody Austin? Welcome to the stream. Make sure you guys subscribe as well if you're new. Less than 40 subs away from 187,200 on the road to the big ol' 200K. Well, then I guess the next big milestone is 190K when you think about it. That'd be crazy when we hit that. It'd be unbelievable. I'm super excited to get 200K. You guys have no idea. Crazy to think that we're that close to 200K. What's up, Ava? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Keep this out. Ooh. I kind of want to hit the box until we get monkeys again. Because I really don't feel comfortable having little Arnies like this. I really hate little Arnies. I really do. I think we'll stick with it for right now, though. Oh, gosh. Shoot. What happens when you don't pay attention to what's going on down these tunnels, man? 4-3? Oh. Right there. Beautiful. Whoa, 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 whoa. I thought that was the last one. Did I miscount? What the hell? What's up, Mason X? How you doing today, my man? Welcome to the stream. Actually kind of scared me, not gonna lie. Alright, set the box again. Monkeys, 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 monkeys. I'm pretty sure little Arnies last longer, but I just don't like them. How do you donate? There's a donation link in the description down below if you do want to donate to the channel, my man. Donations are always optional, but very much appreciated. Never feel like you have to donate. It's just down there for those people who want to go that extra mile, which I always appreciate. Bang, bang, baby. I think he passed Spudley, me, and subs? Really? Spudley is pretty cool. I like Spudley. Pack a bunch the Banshee? Yeah, I'm good, Tyler. I'm good, man. I'm going to stick with the PPSH and the Ray Gun Mark 3s here. What's up here, my friend? What's up, Zay Neely? Welcome to the stream. I'm kind of sad because I'm all out of GFuel, so pretty soon I may have to go to GFuel.com and use code HENIS for 10% off. That was a terrible wink. It's like I wanted to wink, but like my face wouldn't let me wink. But the bottom line is use code HENIS for 10% off. And don't unsubscribe because I'm too cringy. Ooh, what's good, Billiard? How you doing today? Billboard, welcome to the stream. Ho, ho, oh, oh, oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Little Hennis is growing up, man. He's become so much better at zombies now. I remember when I first did the one window challenge, it was like one of the very first zombie videos that I ever did over here on my channel. One of the very first zombie streams. And I didn't even know how to use these things. I had absolutely no idea. It was pretty bad. You're really good? Thank you, Jeremiah. I appreciate it, man. I think I'm alright. Oh, hey. I still can't do an Easter egg? Yeah, that's true. I still can't do Easter eggs, so... How good does that really make me? Where's the hole? That's what she said. Oh, oh. Hey! Oh, what's up? Reload? Reload? Beautiful, boys. Round 21. Let's go. What's up, Dylan? Welcome to the stream, my man. So close to 1,000 likes, guys. You've all been killing it today. Thank you all so much for the support. Really, really does mean a lot, guys. I don't know what map we'll do after this, but given the amount of support you guys have shown, we'll definitely do another map after this. Absolutely. Song's lit. Oh, isn't this Hellcat? I think that's what the... Well, he just said it. Hennis. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, though. What's up, Trap? How you doing, my man? The Banshee? Again? Is that a joke? That's some sort of sadistic joke? Oh, that is too good. Yeah, we're using this from now on, man. Frick it, we don't even need the PPSH. We don't even need points anymore, man. What's up, Cole? How you doing today, brother? Welcome to the stream. Round 21. Imagine getting to round 30 without any downs, boys. Just imagine. I'm actually kind of surprised. Out of the 3 attempts that I've already had on this map, I haven't seen a carpenter get dropped once. Kind of surprises me, not gonna lie. I didn't play that very well. Not a lot of them went right through it. What's up, Rylan? Welcome to the stream. They all went around it. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but... Ooh. I saw the other one coming. Whoa, what's up? Shoot, stop hitting me. Read my tweet, A-Rod. I'll be able to read tweets after the stream. Oh, my God. How did that happen, dudes? No! That's so sad. Go to that right there. 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 Okay. Buy this. Just buy this. That should kill the rest of the zombies. Yo, RIP, man. Just as I'm talking about. That should kill all the zombies. Just as I'm literally talking about getting all the way to round 30 without a down, man. That happens to us. That's so annoying, man. Damn it, bro. Yeah, we're not going to go down, boys. We're not going to go down without a fight. That's for sure. We got this. We got this. Round 30. Round 30. Don't mess up again, Hennis. Little Arnie's actually isn't that bad. I'm going to keep them. Because I think they last a little bit longer than the monkeys do as well. I need that zombie shield is what I need, dude. I need that zombie shield. We get that by hitting all the triggers on this map. I'm losing sprint here. Look how close they all are, man. That's so annoying. Oh, shoot. I don't want to break my train rotation. We're going to wait for all the zombies to spawn in again, then we're going to pick up that nuke. I'll pick it up right here. Let's get it, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Round 30, man. We can get this. Hennis, I just wanted to pop in and say you're a beautiful human being. Dismo, I freaking love you, dude. Dismo, you saw that picture I held up in front of my camera, right? You were in my stream and you donated right as I got my very first nuked out on Nuketown, dude. I've never gotten that before. I couldn't talk, like, at all. But you were there. I think you were the reason I got it, Dismo. Not even gonna lie. I needed a god like Dismo to be in my stream in order to get that. Look what happened. Dropped the nuked out. That was pretty lit. Not gonna lie. You went off? Dude, that was a good gameplay. I'm not gonna lie. It was decent. My aim was... I wasn't too consistent with my aim. Oh, okay, let me... Let's focus on one thing at a time, Hennis, here. Bang. Let's get it, baby. Round 23. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm getting to round 30, guys, if it's the last thing I do. Yo, guys, 5 likes away. 5 likes away from hitting 1,000 likes. If you guys haven't dropped a like yet, make sure you do that. I would really appreciate it. What's up, Zaynelli? Best COD streamer ever? I appreciate it, Nate. What's up, Alex? Welcome to the stream, guys. All right. Let's keep killing it. Keep killing it. We just got to use this thing to keep all the zombies that we don't want to hit, that we don't want to run into at bay here. That's all we need to do. All we have to do. It's literally that simple. Ow. Look at that, dude. That is too OP, bro. It's too good. Freaking love these things. Too good, man. I think I missed that zombie. I don't even think I shot him. Let's wait for some more to spawn in here, and then I'll pick up that nuke. Whoa. Stay out of here, zombies. I think I'm just going to, like, peek down each one of these halls and just spray. Did I even kill that one down here? Oh, I did. Okay, I did actually hit him. Let's pick it up. Bang, bang. Let's go, boys. We can get this. We can get this. Hey, we hit 1,000 likes. You guys are all literally insane. Thank you very much for that support. Let's get a 1,000 spam in the chat, guys. We're also 22 subscribers away from hitting 187,200. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Your name will appear right below my face cam, and you'll see that live sub count go up in the upper left-hand corner. You can see the live like count up there as well, which is crazy to think that we already hit 1,000 likes on the stream. Awesome, man. Bang, bang, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Round 25. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. I'm feeling this right now. I'm feeling this, dude. Oh, why did I just throw that? No, no, no. Swap it out. Swap it out. Kill it. Okay, that didn't do anything. More sponsors to get to 75. True. If you guys do want to become a sponsor of the channel, there is a link at the top of the description down below and become a menace to society. Henis the Menace. Henis and his menaces. I really appreciate it, my dudes. Okay. Let's not have this gun out. Let's keep out the one weapon that we know that works, Henis. Don't try to screw up your strat now. You're 5 levels away. 5 rounds away. I just called it levels. Holy God. I'm a zombie YouTuber. I just called rounds levels. Am I a noob or what? Get in the train, boys. He drops there? Nothing, man. Such a shame. Such a shame. What's up, D-Blog? Welcome to the stream, guys. My man. I love how every single window challenge that we do, we always have pretty much the exact same strat. It's just the ray gun Mark 3s, dude. Like, I guess when in doubt, when you're going for one of these challenges, just use the ray gun Mark 3s, man. God, that's all you got to do. Just hit the box till you get the ray gun Mark 3s and just kind of let yourself go. That's all you need to do, man. That's literally the only strat you need to worry about. I'm so excited to get to round 30, guys. You actually have no idea. This is my 3rd attempt at playing this map, but it feels like... I don't know. It feels like I should have conquered it earlier than this. I'm pissed that we had that one down because I know that was stupid. I know that we could have easily gotten to round 30 without it, but it is what it is. What is that, death machine? Hell yeah. Last 13 zombies? Let me pick that up right here. Ooh, I'll save the insta-kill. Oh. Oh, what's up? It's got to be all of them. Nice. What's up, Edwin? Welcome to the stream. 3rd time's a charm? Exactly. How do you know these really are the ray gun Mark III? What do you mean? You mean that's because what it's called? What map? This is called the 4-window challenge, man. So we're trying to do the 4-window challenge solo. Ideally, this map is designed to be played with 4 players. You have one person in each corner, or sort of manning each window, trying to keep all the zombies at bay. But because I don't have any friends, I'm here doing this by myself, trying to complete the map solo, which is very, very interesting. It's a pretty fun challenge, not going to lie. I picked that up a little bit too late. All still good, though. 58 zombies left, round 26, baby. I can feel the heat. I can feel it building up. I know we're getting there. Henis, I'll be your friend. Thanks, M-Dub. I'm glad that you're willing to be my friend. That makes me feel better. We're going to get to 1,000 kills, too, here, easily. We should, anyway. Ah! Love the collateral on that. That's a... Hell yeah, death machine, bro. Let's get it. Let's burn through this round. No worries anymore, chat. You know, guys, look at how good I am at zombies. Freaking God. Unbelievable amounts of skill. What's up? Yo, Noah X. What's up, man? Hell yeah, the death machine? For real, for real. Do. That scared the hell out of me. Hold up. Hold up. Whew. I don't know why my donation signs are so loud. You have fans in Australia and you are inspiration. Yo, I got a fan from Australia. That's dope, dude. I thought only Zeus had fans from Australia. Just kidding. I love you, Zeus. If you somehow end up watching this, that was not me throwing shade, by the way, at all. I just know Zeus is Australian. But anyways, thank you very much for the dono, Raging Taco. Is that your name? Yeah, Raging Taco 18. I appreciate your dono, man. I gotta increase the font. That font's so small. But yo, I appreciate your donation, man. And honestly, the fact that you say I'm an inspiration, I mean, honestly, we don't need to get all mushy-gushy, but I appreciate the compliment, man. It definitely means a lot, bro. And it's very humbling. So thank you very much. Let's get a taco spam in the chat. Actually, better yet, if there's a taco emoji, would you guys mind spamming that in the chat for me, please? I'd really appreciate it. Taco emoji, boys. I thought I was going to get stuck on the box right there. Low key, hold on. Let's not be stupid. Let's keep playing smart. Ow. Bang, bang, baby. Disintegrating all those guys. Eating them up. What's up, Iron Max? Welcome to the stream. Yo, Nightbot's going in, timing people out. Holy Jesus. No. That was a stupid play. That was just genuinely a stupid play, man. Go to that. Buy this. Everybody get a rip in the chat, please. I'd really appreciate it. I feel stupid right now. I feel stupid. I feel very stupid. A max ammo? Hell yeah. Let's get it. No. I'm not going down again. I am not. I repeat, I am not going down again. Let's go, boys. That's got to be all of them, right? Hell yeah. Let's go. Stupid plan. Yo, for real. Why? Oh, because you guys all spam taco. Right. What's up, William Gray? I donated $1.11 on the screen, and you said my name was Gabriel instead of Gabriella. Oh, Gabriella. I'm sorry. Well, I saw Gabriel, and then I saw the Amador, and I don't know if that was a last name or just an ending to your name. I'm sorry. Yo, Gabriella. My apologies. I did not mean to address you as Gabriel. Sorry about that. I'm sorry for the confusion, but I appreciate your support nonetheless. Thank you very much for your donation. My bad for misreading your name. Trust me, I know what that's all about. Every time people see my name, they think it's penis. So I kind of get the same sort of thing, but that's no excuse because your name's Gabriella, which is a little bit more normal than proHype or propenis or whatever the hell it is that people call me. So just throwing that out there. But I appreciate your support still, obviously, nonetheless, and it means a lot that you even donated. All right, we'll pick up that nuke here as soon as more zombies come in. Let's wait for all these beautiful bastards to spawn from the DeFranco Nation. Hey! Oh. Stop being a potato, Hennis. Yo, Uzir, I'm not being a potato, man. I'm not being a potato. Nah. All right, more zombies spawn. Here we go. Insta kills up. Let's get it. Yo, I'm Gameplays. What's up, brother? Okay, I'm Gameplays comes in and just calls me pro penis. I see how it is, brother. Here it is, man. Oh, you want me down Maji, man? Is that what this is? Is that what this is, brother? All right, 29 zombies left. Come on. Come on, 13 zombies left. Here we go. Got all the... Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. We got all of them. Ah! Yo, Zach McGinnis, what's up, man? All right, guys, we are 2 rounds away. I'm trying to shoot for round 30, and we are very, very close. Let's get some hype in the chat, my dudes. I would really appreciate it. We're going to get this right here, right now. I'm super hyped. Let's go. Round 29. ProHype Taco Bell, true. I was laughing at the name, bro. I found it funny. I was just joking. No, I know, Gameplays. I'm just messing with you, man. RIP Quick Revive, bro. It was a good run while it lasted. I still don't know where these triggers are, man. Ah! There should be triggers around here somewhere, bro. Chill. I'm trying to find the triggers, man. If we just fire random bullets everywhere, we'll eventually get it. Come on, I gotta find out where this last trigger is. It's somewhere around here. Come on. I'm gonna end up wasting all my ammo. I did just waste all my ammo. Never mind, we have a max ammo. I was like, oh, never mind, we just killed dogs. Yo, guys, 5 subscribers away from 187,200. I would really appreciate it. Don't choke. True. All right, guys, we can go down one more time. After that, we can't go down anymore. We got over 1,000 kills on round 30. We just have to beat round 30 in order to do justice. In order to do exactly what we came to this map to do. Ladies and gentlemen, there's 105 zombies in this round. Everybody drop a like right now, please. We're really close to 1,100 likes, which is insane. Let's get a massive like spike in the chat. Let's get this right here, right now. I'm gonna put my full concentration into this round, guys. I'm not gonna... That's a nuke. That's beautiful. I love that nuke. I love nukes. I'm like North Korea. Damn, I'm throwing shade everywhere tonight. Okay. No worries. Kill you. Wow, you take bullets. My God. All right, let's wait for the zombies to spawn in here. And then we're going to go ahead and pick up that nuke. Bang, bang. We're just trying to end this round as quickly as possible. RIP the PPSH audio file? Yeah, I know, right? It's RIP the PPSH audio file on, like, every single custom zombies map, dude. Hennis, can I be your best friend? Yeah, MDup and I are friends. And then Bob Jeep, you and I can be best friends, man. I got you. I got you. What's up? I'm the Mike. Chris, what's good, brother? I'm sorry. I'm not looking to mod anybody, Ranger Chris. Sorry, man. It's nothing personal, brother. Just not looking for those, for any new mods, my man. Whoa. All right, guys. Only 55 zombies left. Where's the thing? There it is. Disintegrate them all! Whoa. Missed that shot somehow. 32 zombies left. Come on, come on, come on. Any drops here? No, no. I was hoping for maybe a nuke or something, but that'll do. That'll do. We got this, boys. We got this. Come on. Let's get it. Everybody get a 30 spam in the chat right now. No, 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 no. How are you still running at me? All right, 12 zombies, boys. Let's go, let's go. Come on, come on. 9, 7, 6. Oh, 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 oh. 4. 4, 3, 2. 1. Hey, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. Whew. Round 30, boys. I'm out of breath. Round 50 here. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if I want to go all the way to round 50, man. That was a pretty good round, though. Not gonna lie. We'll try to get through this round. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we want to do a different map, or what do you guys think? You guys think we should just keep going on this one, or a different map? I'll tell you guys what. Type 1 in the chat if you want me to keep going on this map, or type 2 in the chat if you want me to play a different map now. This is our third attempt at playing this map, so let me know what you guys think. 1, to keep playing on this map and go for an even higher round, or 2, to play a completely different map. What do you guys think? All right, you guys are like all spamming 2 in the chat. All right, let me get through this round, and then we'll 100% do that, all right? I got you guys. Any drops there? Nah, feels sad, man. Feels sad. All right, guys, we're 1 subscriber away from 187,200. Please make sure you guys subscribe if you are new. I would really appreciate it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Those were 2 really close downs right there. Not gonna lie. Ah! Ah! Oh. No. Ah, I saw that one coming, man. Didn't have enough sprint left in me, bros. All right, let's still get through this round, though. Everybody go down there. We don't have any more quick revive, but I'm still determined to make it through this round. Yo, proRIP in the chat. Those of you guys who are sponsors, get that pro RIP emoji going. I guess we could play this extremely cheesily and just throw down an Arnie again. We got 2 more left. Oh, come on, dude. I'm so red, dude. I got so red right there. Nice. 29 zombies left. All right, we got this. We got this. Oh, trigger 2 hit. And we got our zombie shield. Wow, we got our zombie shield now. All right, too easy now, boys. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go ahead and get a brand new map. Everybody type GGGGGGG in the chat. This zombie is drinking bleach. No wonder he's dead. Oh. It's a little hectic to watch. I don't know what I'm doing. Hennis, I watch all your streams. Hold on. I watch all your streams when they are great. Thank you, BO2 player. I appreciate that, man.